Weekly, GarageBand Weekly, GarageBand Weekly. Ooh. Need an answer to your question? John, he'll have a suggestion. Who's a fountain of all knowledge? I think he might have gone to GarageBand College. What he doesn't know, we'll try and find out. So join the chat and give him a shout. Pete Johns, Pete Johns, GarageBand Weekly.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to GarageBand Weekly here on Studio Live today. Your weekly dose of everything GarageBand, Logic Pro, Apple, technology, home recording, you name it, we're going to talk about it. Have you been checking the news? Have you heard about what's going down with ChatGPT this week? We'll be chatting about that in our news and notes section. iPad OS 26 has got version 6 of the beta. What's new and what's changed and how liquid, how moist is the glass now? We'll chat about that as well. And AirTags. How many of you use AirTags? I use them on the daily. Apparently the AirTag 2 is rumored to be coming soon to an Apple location near you. All that and your questions here on the show this week. Hello, I hope you're doing well. If you are new around here or if you're new to GarageBand in particular and you'd like to get all the information you need to get up and running as quickly as physically, humanly possible, jump on over to studiolivetoday.com/GarageBand. It's my one-stop shop where you'll find everything you need, frequently asked questions, the information about Logic, the GarageBand 5-minute tip series. We've got 80 of those for you. So what's 80 times 5? I can't do the maths. I haven't had enough coffee yet today. We've got a bunch of different playlists, all the communities and all the groups that you can join there, as well as a bunch of questions and answers, all answered in video form, because that's how I roll. That's the easiest way for me to impart knowledge, is to make a tutorial about it. In fact, I was in the chat yesterday, completely off topic. I was in a chat yesterday and someone was asking about this new XP-based chat system, and someone said, oh, you can turn it off. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, as a user, you can turn it off. As a creator, I can't. So I think that's going to be tomorrow's tutorial. Is not really GarageBand related, but so that you don't have to see the weird like XP and ranking and stuff. Does the chat of a live stream need to become something that we rank? I would say no, but apparently YouTube says yes. My mouse has just run out of charge, and because I use a magic mouse, I have to plug it into the base. So I won't be putting any comments on the screen for a while. No, I have, because I'm a giant Apple nerd, I have my magic trackpad here. So we've always got a backup way of doing things. Thank you, Thomas Christ, for slinking lings as you always do here. Let's say g'day to all the folks who are here live. Yeah, I know. Seriously, just function over form, please. Just put the port in the front. Anyway, plus it's my last devices that use Lightning, and I'm not buying a new one just for a different plug. So I have one Lightning plug just ready to go. Hello, Ed B. G'day to Hugh Caldwell. Hello to Mark Bro. I hope you're doing well. G'day to Al Davis as well. If you're here in the chat, say g'day. And if you've got a question about GarageBand, about Logic, about anything related to Apple, or you know what, life, I'll take questions about life, the universe, and everything today, because this is called GarageBand Weekly, but it's kind of our chance to just have a wee bit of a chat. Hello, Joe and Barry, Glenn. I'll watch this space. I'll do a quick 5-minute tutorial because I want to get rid of it. I don't like it. Yeah, we do have the normal names. Again, the same stream I was on yesterday had the weird old names where it's like, you know that username that you signed up with because there were none others available? And then it said, but it's okay, just tell me your screen name. Yeah, so YouTube chat has been using your weird @name. So I'm @Pete Johns Music, which is close enough. But I'm Pete Johns, Studio Live today, and I have the little tick next to me because I'm an authorized account, and all that goes away with the chat at the moment. It's weird, but what are you going to do? All right, let's jump in and talk about the news and notes. Actually, first, a quick straw poll. If you're watching this live or if you're watching on the replay, another thing that our friend Mark brought to my attention is in the Facebook group for Create, Record, Release, and I think in the GarageBand users group as well, of which I'm an admin of both, we have these AI bots. I think it's called like Studio Beat, and it's asking questions and interacting, and I don't think I like it. and I might remove it. So I'm not even going to put it to a vote, but if you can think of a reason why a Facebook group full of people, full of hundreds and thousands of cool people, need to be prompted by a weird cartoon AI bot and asked questions, then please let me know. I think you can gauge my thoughts on this topic without much more conversation, but let me know if you think that Studio Beat should be axed from the group, or if you think it adds some sort of value. I don't know. Hello, Alexander Dean Francis. Hello to Jade Star. Jade Star is in the chat. Just covered the new LumaFusion. I love you, LumaFusion. I love using LumaFusion, but I'm such a basic video editor. I don't use any of the bells and whistles. I'm like, yep, cuts. As long as I can trim and cut and split my video and separate the audio and maybe add a limiter plugin, that's about all I do. I'm a simple man with simple needs. Let's talk about iPad OS 26. Now, here's the thing. Just before the show, I was trying to update. I realized that my iPad was completely flat. It's now up to 4%. That's okay. And every time I go to the settings here, it's worked. There you go. All I needed to do was be live. So I was trying to go in and check my update to see if I had the beta 6 available here so I could start having a play with it, and it's taken forever. But yeah, just again, another warning. I know I've done a bunch of videos about this, but it doesn't matter how many videos I do, I still seem to get folks saying to me, oh, I just updated to 26 and now blah won't work. And I'm like, have you watched any of my videos over the last ever? Because for at least the last 4 years, at least since about iOS 12, I've been telling you, don't update. Don't be the guinea pig. Let me be the guinea pig. Although apparently I can't be the guinea pig. We'll let that sit there and sit and spin in the background, shall we? And see if that comes up. But we do have brand new iPad OS beta version 6. The public beta's out there now, which means we are getting close. Look, there's the comparison here on Mac Rumors. There's not a whole lot different. They keep changing the see-throughness, the transparency and translucency of the glass effects, and that's about it. That's about all that they've found on this latest version. So if you've been through beta 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 6, basically every time they seem to tweak up and down how see-through and how glassy it is. When I first started using it, turned off the liquid glass sort of transparency thing, and I was a lot happier. So I hate to be that guy that's like, thanks for the brand new feature, Apple, and now I'm going to turn it off. But I probably am. Because, again, basic. I don't spend a lot of time on wallpapers and ringtones and setting up my thing to look just so. I want function. Function. I will take something heavier, chunkier, less pretty if it's functional. That's what I tell my wife. I say, I'm functional. But you can go and check out the article and see more details there. It's ready to update to beta 6. Let's update now. What could possibly go wrong? All right, I'll put my passcode in, but I'll do that off screen here and see if you can hear what my passcode is. I always have freakouts that I'm like, maybe I'll be entering a password one day and there'll be like a mirror behind me that I haven't seen. If you've never done this before, by the way, you do have to sign away your firstborn child here by agreeing to all the terms and conditions twice that none of us have ever read. Let's be very honest about that. I did think about it. I'm like, maybe I'll get ChatGPT to ask to read these one day and give me a summary. And then I'm like, no, because ChatGPT 5 would probably think that it's an Android or something. I don't know, man. Should we talk about AI music? Do we have to? Liquid ass for the win. Yeah. Hello, adorable Anarchy. Good to see you here. Yeah, that's the thing, Mark. Just trust us with a slider so you can be like extreme, sensible, just a tad, and none. Like, that would make so much sense. You want to sign your kid away? No, our kids are adorable and never give us any hassles, especially the teenage ones. Yeah. So, good news, everyone. Just when you thought it was safe, just when you thought that Sudo and Udio might be sued out of existence and no longer be filling our ear holes with horrific AI guff, ElevenLabs. Yes, that ElevenLabs, the leaders in voice technology, have now said, guess what? guess what we're doing? We're moving into music. Yay! Now, they've said, unlike others, that and I think that because they've seen what's happened with others, they've come out and said, oh, no, 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 don't worry. We've got licensing deals with Merlin Network and Kobalt Music Group. And no, I don't know who they are either. So their built-in safeguards prevent using artist names or copyrighted lyrics in AI-generated music. Hey, that's not the problem. The problem isn't using the artist names or using copyrighted lyrics. It's that you're taking good music, you're turning it into garbage, and then you're pushing it out to the world. So I come at these things with a little bit of skepticism because I was impressed. Here's how it went with AI music. Wow, I can't believe it can do that. Yeah, it sounds pretty realistic. Oh, I've just listened to a bunch of it. What's with that weird hiss and like horrible artifacting on the vocals? Oh, it sounds like you've split a bunch of stems and put them back together in the wrong order and encoded it at 96 kilobits. So the more that I listen to this stuff, the worse it gets. And a lot of people are saying, oh, no, 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 wait, Johns, wait, it's going to get better. This is just the beginning. Eventually, you'll just be able to say, create me this song, and you won't be able to tell the difference. And I, for one, do not look forward to that day. I want that to not happen. Oh, there's a Suno door coming. Hooly dooly. Look, and here's the thing. ElevenLabs are doing some great things. Here's where this should be used. I've got a family friend who's just been diagnosed with MND, motor neuron disease, and they can use some amazing voice synthesis technology these days to capture your voice and create voice for folks who aren't able to speak or won't be able to speak in the future. There is some amazing uses of this technology. You know what it's not? Making a pop song that sounds like Britney Spears, except Britney Spears if she was like underwater being tortured. So I think that, yeah, like let's use this stuff for good. It's like my idea yesterday for the AI fridge. What's that? You weren't there? If you remember, you would have enjoyed the after party for Your Music Live, where I came up with a wonderful idea for an AI-powered fridge that actually tracks the things you put in and out. So if there's something sitting at the back, some leftovers that you've forgotten about, your AI fridge will bing, hey, Pete, don't forget that curry from last Wednesday. It's in the back of the fridge. Better eat it now or it's going to ruin your life. Yeah, let it do my laundry, floor mopping. I'll take care of the music. Exactly. There's great things for it. There's great uses of it. There's just also awful uses of it. So ElevenLabs, hate to be that guy again, but stay in your lane. Keep doing the voice text stuff. Like I'll even take an AI Pete that just does this because you know what? Sometimes I could go play golf and just make the Pete AI rant. Although if I used it with ChatGPT 5, who knows what it would rant about. Could be worse. I could be using that. What's the one that X that Twitter uses? Elon's one. That's much worse. I'm drinking coffee. Oh, I'm on the wrong mug today. This is the new generation of mugs. This is the old school Studio Live Today mug. You can get this and the t-shirt at the merch store. Quick social coffee for the ASMR enthusiasts of you. Apple Maps have added some natural language support. And by the way, oh my goodness, Tom's Guide. I used to love Tom's Guide. I used to use it for all my tech nerdy articles. Like all websites, look at what's become of Tom's Guide. Okay, yeah, it wants me to join its mailing list. My website does that too. Fair deal. But can you even find the article? This makes me want to never buy an Epson printer. Because look at all this business. So yeah, so if you can, I know, use an ad blocker, but I couldn't do that because my livelihood depends on advertising, and I feel like the karma of me blocking ads would just not be cool, considering it's a large chunk of my income to keep the lights on. But natural language search in iOS 26 beta. So if you're like me, you're like, why does this matter? I use Google Maps. Because I do, but because Apple Maps used to be rubbish, but the gap has narrowed, and I must admit, now that I use CarPlay, because my latest car actually has CarPlay, so for the last 4 years since I bought my new car, I've had CarPlay, and it's kind of forced me to use Apple Maps because it all just integrates nicely. You go, you plug in, it scrapes your calendar, which is sometimes a bit creepy. It says, you're going to Bunnings to buy that new toilet. So here's the directions to Bunnings in Apple Maps. And you're like, cool. So now, with natural language search in beta, it's going to be able to understand you if you're like, go to that hardware store where I'm going to buy the toilet. And it'll be like, oh, you're going to buy that from Bunnings. Or go to the cafe within 5 kilometers that's got free Wi-Fi. And instead of you having to go like the whole Boolean search, like cafe plus Wi-Fi plus minus 5 km, it's going to understand you. And if you are as worried as I am about that because Siri doesn't understand anything you have to say, then you are not alone at all. G'day, Tommy Transplant or Plant. Good evening, friends. Just getting my feet wet in the community. Excited to kick off Songtember. Whoop, whoop, in a few weeks. Yeah, let's pause and talk about Songtember, shall we? Because it's just around the corner. It is in just 18 days, if you can believe it. I know people keep saying to me, Johns, you're too early. And I'm like, no. You're too late. You need to start mentally and physically preparing. Restring that guitar. Dust off the keyboard, the MIDI keys. Make sure you've got enough space on your computer or your tablet or your phone, whatever you're going to create on, and start generating ideas. Because I know people are like, oh, does it mean that I have to go in with absolutely nothing? Nah, start generating some ideas. Pretty much every Songtember song that I've ever done, I've had at least a riff or a basic chord progression or a basic hook or melody line, and then I build the whole song around that. So don't be afraid to have some stuff ready to go before Songtember. And if you're wondering what Songtember is, head over to studiolive.today.com/Songtember. And you'll find links to everything you need to know. Short version, Song in a Month challenge. 1st of September, me and all of you, we start a new song. We work on it, we write it, we record it, we demo it, we mix it, we master it, we release it, we have it all done. And then at the end of the month, we have a big celebration where we listen to everyone's tunes. It's rad. We've been doing it for the last 7 years, and no one can stop us. I don't care how much AI music there is in the world, how many AI chat bots there are. The humans are going to be running this one. So an all-human experience. And look, will someone come on the 2nd of September and go, here's my Songtember song, Johns, and it will be AI garbage? Yes, that will almost definitely happen. I'm looking at you, person, that's probably not watching this now. It wouldn't be a week if we didn't have a problem with the Rodecaster Pro. It flicks itself off and give it 2 seconds, and it's back on again. You know what it is? It's every time I talk about AI. Every time I start giving grief to the machines, one of my machines says, ha, we got you here, Johns. Burp. Reboot, reset, back. Oh, dear. All right. Mark uses Google Maps because Apple is a bunch of crapola here. Yeah, and that's been the case here. They haven't been as updated as Google, and I find that Google's, because so many people use Google and so many people have Androids, all the data's a lot more accurate in my area, and all of the like the traffic stuff, I actually find it really handy because if you do use Apple Maps, it'll say, oh yeah, you'll be there in 20 minutes. And then I'll go to Google Maps and there'll just be big red lines and it'll be like, yeah, don't go that way, go this way. And I don't know, it's just personal experience. Google Maps is always better. And everything else I do is Google. So it's all integrated, like my Gmail and my calendar and then into Google Maps. It just works. They are, I know, I'm supposed to be raging against you machines. You can't rage against me. Should we talk ChatGPT? ChatGPT. So the world was so excited that ChatGPT 5 was launched. Hooray! Yay! The new model, the one that Sam Altman came out and said, this is going to be the best. If you thought you had like a high school student in your pocket before, now you're going to have a college professor in your pocket. And it's like, Sam, stop talking creepy. Please stop saying I have a high school student in my pocket. I know what you mean, but it sounds really gross and wrong. So don't go there. But yes, so ChatGPT 5, maybe smarter and more efficient, but some you prefer GPT-4's conversational tone. Here's the thing. ChatGPT 4, the 4.0 model, What was the biggest criticism? Oh, it's so flagellating. It tells you that you're great. Like, great idea, boss. Yeah, how can I serve you today, oh master? And then 5, they've changed it up to go, it's this. Here's your answer. Because all that flowery speech, all that additional text that it puts out there, every bit, I mean, I don't want to get into a whole sort of computer science thing with you folks, but every bit and byte of data that is transmitted and received is overhead. It is data that needs to go, which needs to be powered, which means energy. And energy costs money. I don't know if you know this, but energy usually costs money, unless you're pedaling a bike to power up your computer. So having something that doesn't deliver all the guff, that just gives you just the facts, ma'am, is actually better. But what has OpenAI done for the last year? It's trained us to have this more conversational tone. So when they jump out with ChatGPT 5, what do people do? And here's the thing, you get the people that say this is the best thing ever, nothing will ever match this is amazing. And then you get the people that are like, this is the worst update ever, this is terrible, we're never going to recover. It's in between those two. Some people are going to like it, some people are going to not like it, and most of us are just going to go, it's just a new thing. And it'll get better, it'll change, it'll get better, it'll do things over time. I mean, look, it's the internet. I get it. I've been on the internet long enough to know how this stuff works. It's like change equal bad. And then other people are so embedded and so like aligned and addicted to the technology that they're like, you can do no wrong. Remember iOS 7? Yeah, the Apple fan people were like, Apple, we love you. This is the best idea ever. Screw skeuomorphic. Yes, we only want flat things from now on. And then the other half were going, oh my God, this is the worst update ever. I got no idea what I'm doing with this. And for most people, it was like, it's just a thing in a place. It's fine. And yeah, look, for me, I'm with Jade. I'm so glad that I don't have to think anymore, because I watched a video that was like an hour long where it's like, okay, well, here's where you use ChatGPT 03, and here's where you use 4.0, and here's where you use 3.5, here's where you use the mini version, and here's where you use the light version. I'm like, if you're so freaking smart, why don't you decide what model I should be using? Why do I have to be an expert in your AI models to use your AI system? It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Fat Panda Cat says, I won't use AI past scale of 3. I think it makes you lazy, less likely to look into stuff, and just accept the AI answer. Yes, I agree. I am feeling dumber, and I'm looking around me at people, and I'm very concerned. I have enough natural sarcasm, skepticism, and piss and vinegar in my veins to go, I understand that this is just a tool, that you throw something in there and it might give you some interesting things to then go and explore and research fully. But there are people that are going to be relying on this stuff. I was talking to a college professor, a university professor friend of mine, and they were like, the kids are getting so dumb, Pete, that it's insulting. It's insulting how dumb they think we are, because they don't think about it, because they don't have critical thinking skills. They think, all I need to do, is do this, and if I just go in and replace a few words, the teachers are ahead, which I find cool. I'm glad that the professors are onto it, because it is just the research component of it. If you don't apply your own critical thinking to this, then I don't know what to tell you. I think you are to blame. If you use a tool and you trust it 100% and it steers you wrong, guess what? Don't use that tool, or use that tool but have some skepticism around it. Don't believe everything you see. I feel for my parents, because they're seeing a lot of stuff. There was I didn't actually see it, but they were explaining to me that there was an AI video of like Paul McCartney at Phil Collins' bedside because he was really sick, and apparently this was making the rounds. Complete garbage, complete AI, and you or I or most folks would look at it and go, complete garbage. But some people are going to look at that and go, yeah, that's true. That must be happening because I saw a video of it. And unfortunately, that ain't the thing. You can't say, until I see it with my own two eyes. What was the old thing? Picture or it didn't happen. Now it's like picture and it probably still didn't happen. Video evidence and I still can't believe it happened. So unless you were there actually physically witnessing something, it's almost impossible to have 100% trust in any data or any information you get. I know, it sounds like doomsday, but no, I think it's actually wonderful. Because it means that you have to keep engaging and using your brain. And I think those that keep engaging and using their brain are going to benefit from the future. And I think those that just blindly trust what they're served up, you know the people I'm talking about. It's not going to go well. All right. Yeah, and look, it's not AI that's made people dumber, but it's just one of the many tools that people rely on. Like, it's just, if you watch just Fox News, not to pick on one particular news network, or Sky News here in Australia, you are going to get dumber because you only get one side. You only get one piece of information. You're not getting the complete. By the way, use Ground News. I've been meaning to reach out to Ground News and get to see if they want to sponsor the channel, because I think it would be good. I wonder if you go into Ground News if they would have like news articles about Apple. I wonder what the left and the right leaning and the centre leaning would say in relation to that. I know, critical thinking, and I haven't seen that for a while either. Deepfakes are a real, genuine concern, and they are getting better, and they are getting harder to detect. And it's the point now where I just have to get my folks to send me stuff, and I'm like, just send it to me, and I'll tell you if it's real or not. And it's getting harder. It's getting harder. G'day, Dr. Indy. Hope you are doing well. I've seen people in my own work use it to build data models, which is great, but I've seen more people just ask questions and take the answers. Yeah. So, yeah. Look, what was it good for me for today? I personally researched these articles that I wanted to talk about today that I thought were interesting and related to Apple and related to music and creation and technology. And then I threw them into ChatGPT and said, put the link and 3 dot points about these based on the article I've given you. And it did a really good job. It made my life easier. So instead of me spending an hour reading each article, well, I did read the articles, but then instead of me having to go and type out 3 dot points for each article to put in the description, I said, please find the key points. And then did I go through and have to just, touch up a couple? Yes. And did it put the same article twice? Yes, it did. So I did have to go in there and fix up a few things, but it's a thing. Were we talking about AirTags? Yeah, look, AirTag 2, it might be coming. It's going to be better, faster, easier to locate, better technology, which would be good. We haven't had a new AirTag in a while, so it will be a good thing. Final thing that I want to talk about here is that we have... Oh, shit, no, I don't want notifications. Sorry. Final thing I want to talk about is iPhone. The iPhone 17 is on the horizon. There's rumors about the iPhone 17 Air, completely portless. And by the way, by portless, it is still going to have MagSafe. So for those that are thinking, it wasn't... Well, yeah, look, MagSafe isn't technically a port. It is a charger. So it is only going to be power. So there's going to be no data transferring available. So for all of you folks that are still hooking up your phones to your iTunes... to your Mac and backing up to directly to a file, yeah, you're going to be in for a shock. But you know what? That sort of phone is not for us. We, as creators, definitely going to be looking more at the Pro and the Max and the Plus and the full versions of the phone. But yes, the iPhone 17 is launching, and this is actually, if you don't care, because I'll tell you right now, let's do the iPhone event in 2 minutes. And Apple, I love you. And if you'd like to send me the new phone when it comes out, I'll definitely accept it and show folks here what it's all about. And maybe it will have something new and something fancier. But you know what it's going to be? It's going to be this with a slightly better camera. That's going to be the iPhone 17. They could just get up there and just hold it up and go slightly better. And then just mic drop and walk off the stage. Because at this point in time, yeah, they'll talk about machine learning and they'll talk about neural engines and they'll talk about processors and GPUs and 7% faster than 3 models ago, because the comparisons are never to last year's model. But the actual thing is going to be a iPhone 16 with a slightly better camera. So I say all that to say now is actually a pretty good time to buy an iPhone 16, because the 16 Pro Max has just actually been reduced on Amazon and in other places. So you can see some of the reductions there. This is in the UK because this is Forbes.com and they're showing the UK prices for some reason. But yeah, the iPhone 16 range has all reduced by about 100 quid or $100, depending where you are in the world. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I don't ever really, for the stuff that I buy and use, I'm not all about the new hotness. I don't particularly need to have the latest and greatest model of everything, and you can quite often get a very good deal. I got my daughter a iPhone 11, and it was one of those sort of like new old stock ones where a place had a whole bunch of them that were completely unopened, completely perfect, but because it was up to like iPhone 14 at that time, no one was buying the iPhone 11, and you can actually get ridiculously good prices. And guess what? For a then 12-year-old, she didn't need anything more than the iPhone 11. I keep my last phone as a high roller MP3 player. Oh no! Look, I've got the backup phone. I've got the iPhone SE, which I still run. Oh, it's lacking charge. I'm gonna have to forfeit my Lightning port and charge my phone. And then is my mouse back? Let's see if it's got enough juice to. Yes, I'm mousing. So yeah, I've a second phone runner as well. Uh, when they talk, yeah, they probably will. They'll talk about some sort of accessibility thing or some sort of how someone's life was saved by their Apple products, which I'm sure does happen. But you know what? You don't always have to be quite so self-congratulatory, Apple. It's okay. We know you're cool. You're worth $3 trillion. So, yes, you're doing something right. But and look, it's funny. And look, I heard someone talking about the whole Chat GPT thing, and actually it was Doc Rock. It was on This Week in Tech yesterday. I like Doc Rock. He's an Ecamm guy. He's like the community manager at Ecamm. Doc Rock. Yeah. Hook me up. Let's do a sponsorship. That could say studiolive.com/ecamlive. Just saying. Yeah, so he was saying that, look, every coach right now in the NFL is saying, our team's great, we're going to win the Super Bowl. No one's saying, well, most coaches aren't saying, but maybe the Cleveland Browns, but most people aren't saying, yeah, I don't really like our chances this year. We've been doing pretty poorly, and our quarterback's crap, and we didn't do well in the draft, and our players just really aren't that motivated. Oh, and the fans suck. No, coaches won't do that. Why? Because coaches are like CEOs. They know that they're only as good as their last performance, and they know that their average lifespan is a few years at best. So you got to deliver or you get canned. And it's the same with CEOs. Like Sam Altman's not going to come up there and go, the new ChatGPT T5 model is probably going to have some hiccups. Yeah, look, there'll be some teething problems. Some people will love it, some people won't. It won't happen. So there you go. Yeah, youtube.com/DocRock. He is a very, very cool dude. Lives in Hawaii, which would be rad. I like it. Excuse me. I married an Apple employee so I could get cool stuff cheaper. I'm still waiting. Yeah. Fat Panda Cat, I did the same thing. My old iPhone 8 is my car player. Won't be too pissed if it's ever nicked. Yeah, exactly. Repurposing old Apple devices is a very cool thing. Main thing for me was real headphones and not those Bluetooth earbud garbage things, just not right. Yeah, look, I was, for the longest time, I raged against AirPods. And I used wired headphones. You'd know that if you've been around. I used the old JBL wired over-the-ear endurance headphones. And then I got my first pair of AirPods Pro. And they were so good and so handy and so convenient. And I could just pop them in my ears and they just slip in my pocket. And there's no wires and there's no problems and everything's good. Yeah. Oh, look. Raw is about to start on Netflix. We're probably going to lose Jade Starr. Wrestling. Never been into the wrestling, but not for the reasons of like, oh, I can't believe it's so fake. Of course it's freaking fake. So's everything in life. Let's be honest. Is politics any realer than wrestling these days? I don't think so. I'd rather watch a couple of dudes getting paid to like pretend to beat each other up than what actually goes on in the real world. Anyway, that was our news and notes segment. So if you do have any comments on any of that stuff, feel free to go ahead and throw a comment or a question. Let me know if there's anything that you want added. We don't have much else to talk about today. So, and we haven't had any questions. So we may be finishing up early. I have been trying to keep these shows a little quicker, a little shorter, and just talk about, just have a general rant about things that are kind of on my mind, but also that are generally happening in the world. I do want to give a shout out to a few people. So I wanted to say thank you to Thomas Christ and to Jade Starr and to Mark and to Leela and to all the team of moderators here. Can we get a quick round of applause for all the moderators? They do work tirelessly around here. They do a lot of amazing work and all for free. So I do want to thank them for that. I have a little gift that I'm going to. I'll be reaching out to you because there's a little something that I'm going to send you. It's not anything big, but it's very cool. So and I need to test postage to other places. So Mark and Tom and Leela and Jade, keep an eye on your inboxes because I'd like to say a little thank you. And thank you, everyone, for all your support. So all the patrons, all the members of the channel, you're all awesome. And I appreciate you big time. With the WWE Raw crew supporting the Orange King of... Yeah, I know. Look, it's the whole thing, isn't it? Like you look at alignments between things these days. You're like, oh no. I used to love playing YMCA by the Village People as a bit of a fun acoustic cover. I don't do that anymore because they chose. And look, I get it. You need a payday. I don't really blame Village People for saying, okay, you can use my song, but I kind of do, because guess what? If certain people wanted to use any of my songs, they're like, oh, we really like Work in Progress. We're going to use that. I'm like, I don't care. And it would actually go both ways. I don't think I'd let any political party use any of my songs because I don't agree with a lot of what all of them do. And as soon as you align yourself with something, I think it can definitely, go south. All right. I would like to also let you know that I've got the audio on there. But right now, over on Frank Turzo's channel, it is the Community Pulse. And who's over there? Is it Tremor Bear and Folk Punk? Where's Frank? Does anyone know what's going on here? This is interesting. So for those that are watching live, look at this. We've got Folk Punk and Tremor Bear over there. Special host Folk Punk. There you go. So if you've been a big JJ fan like me for a long time, you can get on over there and check that out. So featured artist is Clayton Von Kluge, and the co-host is Tremor Bear, and the featured channel is Dan Ekberg. Wow, that's a collection there. That's three people that I dig. KVK, Tremor Bear, and Dan Ekberg. Three wonderful creators and supporters of this channel. So get yourself on over there. Here, I'll throw a link in the chat right now for those of you that are here live, and you can get over. GarageBand Weekly. I did the interview again. Not the interview, the intro. So you can go and check that one out if you would like. Oh, look at that. Thomas has beaten me to it. He's put the Community Pulse show there. It's happening. It's a happening thing. It's going on right now. I'm going to close with this because if you're not already a member of the channel, I would like to invite you to become a member. You can do so for just $2. A week ago, we did something. We were looking at some videos on archive.org. The reason we were doing that was that one of our members, Moses J. Hawkins, wanted to get some stuff. He wanted to get some old clips to put his music to. And so he was looking for like old silent movies and things like that. And we went down a bit of a rabbit hole. I found one of my favorite TV shows from the 90s called Pugwall. And I downloaded Pugwall and like the whole 2-season series, which I thought was really weird. And then we were exploring and I was introducing folks to the world of Mr. Squiggle. And I'm like, ooh, Mr. Squiggle would be a cool thing to have as like backing, but probably get hit with copyright and stuff like that. And then Jay Starr pipes up and says, show the Mully Grubs, Pete. And we did. And if you want to see what we did with that and the creepiest face in Australian television of all time, or all television of all time, it will haunt your dreams and nightmares. You can check that out from last week's after party, the Mully Grubs extravaganza. And then we found John. And John has a box of tools. Here's John. John likes tools. John is a tool. And I was sitting last night and I just had this flash of inspiration. I was showing Georgie, actually. I was saying, this is what we did on the after party last week. And I was showing her and having a chuckle. And then I'm like, I must do something with this. Something must be done. I must take this. This would be a perfect video for my song Work in Progress. In fact, I'm going to make it a video for Thomas's remix of my song Work in Progress. So I thought we would go out today with a special presentation of John, the Work in Progress Screw Loose remix of work in progress. So we'll say our goodbyes and then we'll go out with a little bit of that. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Mr. Mark Bro. Look up Mr. Nosy Bonk. Thank me later. That was kids' TV in the 80s. Oh, that sounds disturbing. Nosy Bonk. Okay. We'll be doing that. Thank you, Adorable Anarchy. Appreciate you. Our wonderful moderator, Thomas Christ. Thank you, Joe and Barry Glenn. Thank you to Dr. Indy for being here. I appreciate you as well. And again, if you're watching on the replay, please go ahead and ask any questions. Drop your questions down in the comments section below. You don't have to even put a Q in front of them. I will answer them for you down there. I was going to go back also to the beta. It is still downloading and preparing, so we'll take a look at that next week, by which time maybe beta 7 will be out. But as you saw from the article earlier, there's not a whole lot that's changed, so I don't think there's much that we need to talk about there. I'll see you over on Frank's show if you're watching live with Folk Punk and Trevor Bear. But for now, let's go out with this one. I hope you enjoy the Work in Progress Screw Loose edition. Folks, be kind to yourselves this week. Be kind to others. Keep creating. And I'll see you soon.
G'day. Can you help me with my work today? Let's get all our tools together. Ready?
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's knowing all they can. Not everything will go to plan. You might be set up, or you might get fed up. Maybe just need a helping hand. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We all have doubts and things to know and learn about. That we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. When everything just feels so hard, you need to strive and you'll go far. It's hard to grow up, but if you show up, you'll shine and they'll see what you are. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. With what we know, we all have time and room to grow. Cause we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. The shame and pain you feel inside, perfectionist is why you hide. Trust in yourself and you will see you're not alone. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. With what we know, we all have time and room to grow. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
That's all done. Now I'll find something else to do. See ya.